Happy New Year. And happy Wednesday to all of you. This is Christina, the Mamathon Diaries, the Mamathon Movement, founder of the conference and the community and all kind of amazing things. Excited today to share for a little bit about taking action on your goals, okay? If you are new here, maybe you just happen to find your way to our community. I am Christina. I am honored to serve the world as a productivity coach for ambitious mothers who are called to lead. Lead in one way or another. You get to determine that. You get to paint your own picture. However, the women that find me on the internet are those who have some really exciting, ambitious, lofty goals, and they want to make sure that this year is the year that they accomplish it, okay? For some of our ladies, they are working in politics. Others are attorneys, doctors, therapists. They work in social work. They're social entrepreneurs, nonprofit founders. But every single one of them have these amazing ideas, these things that they want to see come to life. And I know for a fact that as we start a new year, there is no better time than the present to lean in, right? And really do some intensive thought work and mindset work and goal reaching in order for us to be successful in 2024. Okay. If you're new here, we have a conference every single year. We're going into year 9. Crazy. And I'm just really grateful for what God has been teaching me over the last several years and what I'm very honored to pour into all of you as well at the same time. Hello, good morning or good afternoon. Okay, so today we're talking about, does your action match your goals? Does the action you're taking match the goals that you have for this year? All right. Now, as I mulled over this in my mind preparing for the live today, and I wanted to make sure, and I promise I'm going to do a better job. Okay, if you're on our email list, I'm going to do a better job of sending out the emails ahead of time before I go live. Y'all know my life, right? Like, I'm a homeschooling mom. I have 5 children, 5 to 15, almost 16. And so a lot of times I squeeze the lives in between all of the rest of my normal living. All right. So I might just hop on live. And what I really want to do, let me get my comments going. There we go. What I really want to do is make sure that I am doing a better job also of sharing with you guys. Hi, sharing with you guys and making sure that you all have all the tea for when things are going on the page. Okay. So if you're not, opted into the email list yet, I'll make sure that I put that there. Or Janisha, who is usually one of our trusty transcribers, would you please put www.themamathondiaries.com in the caption, okay, in the comment section, so that everybody who wants to come and join the list, you guys get the first tea. Also, when we have master classes, when we have live events and meetups and all these things here, you guys, I know 16, just murder me inside. My son's a grown man with an 8-pack. All the moms with sons mourn for me. He has an 8-pack. What is that about? Okay, let me focus. All right, so anyway, for those of you who want to be up to date from master classes, events, and all the things, you guys can hop onto the email list. They get all the good tea first. Okay, they get all the good tea first. So if you want to make sure that you're a part of that, please opt in. She just put the information right there so you guys can join the email list. Okay, so as we talk today about taking action on your goals. All right, taking action. It's a brand new year. It's 2024. Y'all know we're here to act up. Okay, you all know that we're here to, oh, look, StreamYard gave me a thing. You all know that we are going into brand new phases. We're creating plans. We're doing lists. We're filling journals and all of these things. And one thing that I'll tell you I decided to do this year was hilariously, I didn't start a new journal. I did not start a new journal. It's not in here where I am right now. It's in my den. But I decided that even though the calendar changed, I'm just going into another phase of who I am. All right. I'm not The new year per se did not change anything about my particular plan. Okay. In my own coaching, we talk a lot about having a 3-year plan, not a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan where if things didn't pan out the way you wanted to in 2023, 2024 is just a continuation on of what you've already set in place. Okay, it's just a continuation on. It is not a, oh, I decided that I'm going to do good afternoon, a brand new thing just because the new year changed. Some people decided, okay, new year, new me, I'm going to raise all my prices. I didn't do any price raises, right? These are just things that I, Christina, decided to settle in based upon my coaching, my learning from a multi 8-figure business owner. That's who my coach and mentor is. She told me that price raises are determinants of your demand. And a lot of people make changes in their businesses when they don't have the demand to support it. Okay. So what I, Christina, decided to do was to create something that was in alignment with where my business was going, where I could not support 20 women leaders individually one-on-one. I could, but I refused, right? So instead, we created the Momathon Mastermind to support the women over the first 6 months of 2024. Okay, that was the decision, the move I made, but it wasn't a move out of, oh, the calendar changed, therefore I need to change too. There was no movement because, oh, it's January 1st. Y'all better holler at your girl. We get to clapping and snapping, right? We get to doing all this stuff, trying to make moves and changes because the calendar changed. Did you change? Did you as a person make the edits, make the choices, make the moves forward? Did you as a person change? I still have some clients that come in and they want to do the full 6 months. Some of them come in, they pay in full and they have no problems. No problems, no drama. Some of us need a payment arrangement. Then the mastermind is for you, right? But I did not make the changes in my business because the calendar changed. I changed because of the demand. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so today we're really leaning in. Okay, my camera's doing something weird, y'all. Hold on. If I can get it back the way it was. Hold on. It just won't do it. Okay, anyway. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it. It's not doing it, and I don't know why. Hold on, everybody. All right, I'm just going to keep it moving. Okay? All right. So, one of the things that I decided to do, the places where I decided to make the edits, okay, was because of the demand. When we had the Momathon conference this year, y'all, it was 100 women in the room, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's a tangible, feelable movement forward, elevation, all the stuff. You could feel it, you could see it. Okay, it was a whole different level of excellence where we had the women who were founding nonprofits and national political movements who were there. And my sis from Essence Magazine was representing, and so many other amazing entities that were there in that room. We already have some of the first collaborations coming out as a result of people who've been there together, right? Where the woman who designed my stuff, people are hiring her to design their stuff. Okay, where the women who are, one got a cleaning service, one makes luxury room perfumes, they collaborating together to do amazing things, right? So we're looking ahead to ask ourselves, based on my goals for this year, are my actions showing that I actually have that belief? Are my actions representative of the belief that I have and the goals that I have? Okay, so question number one that we need to ask. Okay, question number one is all right, let me put a pause. It's still number one. My twins right now, who are 13, are out there at the dining room table working on their math. Okay, and at the math table, they are working on proportions and ratios and all this kind of stuff. When I sat there with them for just a few minutes, because their teacher told me not to overhelp them, when I sat there for a few minutes with them, I said, listen, when you're looking at a fraction that equals another fraction, whatever is happening on the top should also be happening on the bottom, Okay. So if you have like 5 times some number is 15, 3, you're also going to multiply that top number by 3 too. Okay. Y'all lean in with me for a second. A fraction or the equation are not proportional if they don't match. Okay? They are not proportional if they don't match. So some of us, we have action in one place and we have our goals somewhere else. But the only way that they come to life and become realized is if they match. The inertia, the momentum, the forwardness, the boldness, the audacity, all of this, the action that you take when you wake up in the morning and you decide this is the person that I'm going to be and I'm going to do these things today, that is directly proportional. It is related to the goals that you're going to reach this year. And I'm going to go more into the invisible and tangible component of this, but let's just talk about it in plain English right now. Okay. Some of us, we're saying that we are, get to all my comments. Some of us are saying that, okay, I want to make more, let's just call it, I want to make more money this year, right? Instead of, I don't know, 30K in your business, you want to make 50K this year. Instead of 50K, you want to make 75. Instead of 75, you want to have a 6-figure year, just your business, not your day job. For example, okay, maybe you said, I want to make the 30K this year, but I want to do with speaking because when I go to speak, after I get paid for the speaking, I get to just go home, right? I get to just go home. I don't have to do anything after that. If I sign a new client, we're going to work together for 6 months, right? You go speaking, you make $5,000 speaking, that's it. My husband made 5K speaking one time for a university, and it was literally 2.5 hours of his time. No lie. Okay. So when we're thinking about this, we got to ask ourselves, do the goals that I have directly match the action that I'm taking? Because a lot of us are sitting in hopefulness, wishfulness, this mental, I'm about to be this person instead of actually going to be the person. We have a lot of hopefulness. Brian Tracy, one of the great speakers and productivity experts of our time, he would tell us that everyone in the world is filled with some sense of hopefulness, of wishfulness, but without the action that goes with it, without the powerful decision making that we have to make when we do things, you're going to just continue to hope and wish. I wish I was 30 pounds lighter. Nothing. Okay? You better believe that later today, after this live, I'm going to get my 30 minutes in. I can't go walk and run. It's raining today and cold, Tracy. Right? But in the midst of all of that, I'm going to go ahead and be the person that I know I'm supposed to be. Every single day, if it's not showing up outside of my brain, if it's not showing up outside of my body, then what am I even doing? Okay? Because there can be a time where, you schedule a live and you don't do it. There can be a time where you say, I'm going to start the email list, create the email list, build a community. I'm going to pitch for that opportunity. I'm going to. And it just gets exhausting after a certain point. At a certain point, people stop believing you. Oh, I know. I'm going there. At a certain point, people stop believing you. They stop thinking she's the person that's going to do what she said she was going to do. Some years I have to sit with that. Some days I got to sit with that. That wait a second, no, every single goal that I set, I achieved, but let me go work on achieving the goal. And so Janisha says, some of us have actions in one place and our goals in another. The only way they come together and become active is if they match. They must go together. They must be proportional, sis. And I say this with so much love because everybody is excited and they're posting about New Year, New Me, and they're posting about all the things they're going to accomplish and even the beautiful things that they accomplished last year. So now that we're straightening our crowns, Now that we know who we are, now that we're leaning into this next big thing, what's going to come next? Are you willing to be the person that does the things? Okay? So, number one, do your actions and goals match? Are they proportional? That's number one. Okay? Number two, what is, how do I rephrase this? What comes up for you when it's time to take action? What comes up for you? And I'm going to edit how I did that so I don't forget. What comes up for you? Okay. By this, I mean everyone who has had some coaching training, just social work training, entrepreneur. Like, listen, there's some things that start to come up in us, and we really, really grow when we know that it's happening. Okay. What comes up for you when it's time to take action? Now that you have major goals, now that you know what actions are going to help you to get to the goals faster, okay, now that we know that, let's ask ourselves, what comes up for me when it's time? I was answering in one of my coaching Facebook groups, somebody asked about, listen, I've fallen off for a while. I haven't done anything. I haven't, talked about coaching to my audience. I just kind of been asleep for like months. Said she hadn't signed a new client in a long time. And when we have thoughts like that, we get very frazzled. She wants to jump back in, right? She wants to jump back in and share her coaching and talk about her offers and all these things. But sometimes what comes up for you when it's time to go and do that is a feeling of not good enough, a feeling of why would they want to be a part of this? Like, we have a whole lot of thoughts that come up that are actually about us. Okay? So imposter syndrome might come up. Perfectionism might come up. Feeling stuck, analysis and paralysis might come up. Trying to do it just the right way might come up. Self-doubt might come up. We start to look around for ways to procrastinate, ways to go and do something else, anything else than feel this really, really not so great emotion. The question is, what comes up for you when it's time to take action, and do you recognize it in yourself? Do you see that, wow, I am really procrastinating right now? Like, I love to clean when I procrastinate. Let me check these comments. I love to clean when I want to procrastinate. I love to move my plants around. I love to do like this whole other assortment of things when I don't want to do what I'm really supposed to be doing. Okay? What are the things that you do? Do you go binge on Netflix shows? Do you clean it? Do you clean too, like I do? Do you go fuss over and hover over your children? If your kids are still living at home, do you go fuss and hover over them? When you're procrastinating, do you just go take a nap because self-care, right? What comes up for you? What do you do? Why is StreamYard doing that? What comes up for you when you're trying to do this other thing? A lot of us, we begin to feel overwhelmed. Some of us get overwhelmed at the idea of doing more. We get overwhelmed at just the idea of it. Okay, well, I could be fully booked. Oh my gosh, if I'm fully booked, I'll have all of these ideas, all of these overwhelm. I'm going to feel like this, and this is going to be a problem. And what about my schedule? Baby, you have no clients on the calendar right now. How are you worried about being fully booked? You're worried about what's going to happen in my family and with my marriage and with my time management and self-care and all these other things. Baby, you're not there yet. Worry about the problem when it arrives. Okay? We have to do an analysis of what comes up for us when we begin to go take action. When we make the decision, I'm going to be this person. Janisha says she's scheduling lives for the month of January, right? A lot of others of us are scheduling things to put ourselves out into the world in a really amazing way. When it's time to go and do that, what comes up to make you do something opposite? What comes up? Do you find something else to do that seems more urgent? Do you sit back and go and distract yourself and then later on say, you know what? I didn't even realize I lost track of time. What are the things that come up for you? How do you delay? How do you put it off? How do you act? Do you know? And how do we course correct? When I begin to feel overwhelmed, this is something that like everybody and their mama is talking about right now. A lot of us talking about being overstimulated. Okay, you got children, you got your business, maybe your day job, you have a hubby, you got all of your normal house stuff that needs to be taken care of, and you want to make a lot of money. Okay, and when you're having all of these feelings, a lot of times it's the loudness. There's a viral post that I absolutely love talking about mothers and how I'm not angry, I'm just overstimulated. I have so much going on right now that I just can't handle addressing you with the level of patience that you desire. And while I 100% understand, especially I got 5 children, they don't stop calling my name. Okay. But one thing that I refuse to subscribe to is is the overstimulation without a result. Okay. That overstimulation, it continues on and continues on. What is your overwhelm telling you? What is it saying to you to the point where you feel like this is just your life? When it's time to go and take action and do more, be more, take up space, what is it that slows you down? Some of us don't want to be seen. Some of us are fine being seen on our day job, but we're not fine with being seen when it's our thing. What is it that's holding you back? Do you make an offer to your audience once a week, once a month? Or do you every single day give them a strong call to action and say, hey, listen, I'm here to support you. I gotta return somebody's message. She wanted to book a call, hadn't booked one yet. And I was like, listen, this is on your timeline, not mine. Right? We have a fully sold out mastermind this year. Fully sold out mastermind for the first 6 months of 2023. Anybody that wants to come in now, you're paying it full. Right? I was like, so that might not be an option for her. So, but when you're ready, you have to be ready. And I realize a lot of us, when it comes time to take action, we go and we find everything else to do other than sit with that idea. Sit there and think of clarity. Sit there and feel okay with the overwhelm, because I know that this isn't a forever thing. This frustration or this inner like wear and tear or this back and forth that I'm feeling right now, this in between back and forth that I'm feeling right now was not an indication that this is not for me. Instead, it's an indication of something amazing that's coming. Okay? But can I sit with those uncomfortable feelings or that discomfort and still make moves anyway? Okay? So, number one, do your goals and your action match? Are you taking the momentum that it takes to become this person? I have some TV pitches that I got to shoot this year. I have some other media things that I need to shoot for this year because that's on my 2024 goal list. But I'm going to tell you, it's the same thing. So funny. It's the same thing as it was last year. Just like Pinky and the Brain says, hey, Brain, what are we doing tonight? And Brain says the same thing that we do every night. We take over the world. My taking over the world is the same as last year. Okay? And a lot of times we let other things determine how we're going to change, how we're going to pivot, how we're going to move forward instead of sticking to it. We feel like January 1st came, I need to flip the script. No, you don't. What if the script was fine? What if I just need to sit in what's keeping me from moving faster this year? That I can address. Okay? Number two, what are your negative feelings or your overwhelm telling you? Are you somebody who, once you begin to feel those negative things, I started to feel overwhelmed. I started to feel frustrated. I started to feel like it has to be this particular kind of way. If it's not this way, then it's no good. Do you recognize when you're procrastinating? Do you recognize when you're feeling stuck and you just don't do anything? Are you recognizing these things in yourself? And then number three, okay, what resources are available to you? Okay, what resources are available to you? I told someone the other day, I was like, I've been doing Momathon stuff for like a decade. You can go to the Momathon Diaries page and watch 8 to 9 years worth of lives on that page. And surely by the time you're done, your children will practically be adults. If that's the resource that you desire, go there. There's a homeschooler summit there. There's a live not lunch and learn, but like a live evening chat on infertility. Although that wasn't my story, that was something that we wanted to share with our community. I might bring it back this year. Okay, where they can talk. I want to do something for single moms. I want to do something for the married mothers. Like, I really want to unpack all of these resources this year. Okay, which is another reason you need to be on the email list. Okay, but if you're working through all of this stuff, you got to ask yourself, what resources do I need to take advantage of? And once I have these resources, am I tapping into them to get a full return on the investment? Whether that is a money investment, a time investment, a schedule investment, I'm going to get everything that I need from this class that I bought, from this course that I bought, from this mastermind that I'm a part of. Okay? I told every single lady that's coming into this year's mastermind, we start next week on Monday. And I was like, I want everybody coming in with a idea. I'm going to use this particular way to make my money back. I said, I want everybody to come in. The investment was $2K. I said, I want everybody to come in with the mindset of, this is how I'm going to make my money back. I'm going to do this. Some of them are therapists, some are coaches, some are a whole myriad of things. Hi, Lude. We had a whole myriad of things. I wanted everybody to come in and say, this is exactly how I'm going to get my investment back. Okay, what resources are available to you, and are you taking advantage of the resources that are there? Or are we playing around, right? Taking our sweet time. Some of us really feel like tomorrow's another day to be that person, to be her, instead of leaning into the power of right now, the power of today. Are we settling into these goals, right? Like, and I was sharing with somebody, she wasn't ready to coach at the time. It's fine. And it was the idea of, listen, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going to leave and retire, Lude, and go start selling candles. That's Champagne's job. I'm not going to go start a cleaning service. That's Jamil's job. I'm not going to go start selling houses. That's Tracy's job. I'm not going to start, I'm not going to go back to law school like Adele. That's her job. I'm not going to learn French so I can translate like Lude. That's her job. I'm not going to do this. Okay? I'm not switching jobs. Where I am right now is the best. Okay? I want you to feel as though you have these resources available to you so that you can actually build the life you love. So I was telling her, I said, listen, I'm not going anywhere. The options that may be available to you could be different when you get back. Okay? But I'm not going anywhere. And one of the things I really wanted everybody to know and come into the mastermind with was, okay, I'm ready. I have this existing idea that I can turn in, I can 10x it. I already know that if I invest here, I get my mind right, I get my soul right, I feel prepared, my family is prepared, I know how to get clarity and streamline and work it until it works for me. That this is going to 100% help me to double, triple, quadruple what I put in. Okay? And so number one, does your action match your goals? Do you believe that you're taking movements right now to build what you said you wanted? That might mean, oh, you know what? I need to take an hour today and send 5 media pitches. Yeah. Because this is the TV year. We're going to do more TV this year, right? That might be what I need to do. Oh, you know what? I might need to start preparing this other proposal, and I need to find out whose email it needs to go to. I need to do that. Yep. Oh, look, I collaborated with this person back in 2022. I had somebody come back and they asked me to come and speak. Is that next week? 2 weeks from now for her membership, right? For her membership. And she was like, listen, I'm paying this much for you to come in and teach productivity for 90 minutes. It's like, sure. I would love to, be my honor, right? How are you signing yourself up for more amazingness for this year? And does your action match what you said you wanted? That's what it's all about. Does your action match? Do you feel like you're taking your goals seriously? I have a new client that's coming on this week, and I really appreciated her sentiments as we talked yesterday. Like her idea, Luton, I would love for you to meet her too. She's got to be fluent in French. And her ideas that she was talking about are gonna like literally be a game changer for families in a whole nother on a whole nother continent. Like what she was talking about, I was like, oh my gosh. And then she came to me and she said, I want you to be the person that helps me work out these ideas because I have so many and I need to figure out how do I do, but I need to take it more seriously. And somewhere in here, we begin to forget that like what you're building is going to change your family's life. What you're creating, like that idea that sometimes it feels big to you, but most of the time we see it as small, is a game changer. I believe that in you. I see that in you. That's why I bother y'all like I do. That's why I make amendments and figure it out. Oh, you need to do this option instead of this option because I don't want any of you guys to ever feel like what you're working on, what God put in here is small. It's not small. And it's supposed to be double what you think it is. Y'all think that the 2023 Mamathon Conference, that was in my mind when I started in 2016 with that dried chicken and those hard cookies? I think my total budget was like $500. Maybe. Maybe renting the room was like $3. It was crazy. Way back then, when I was just so excited to have 25 or 30 women there in one place, I didn't see where Mamathon is now. I didn't see it. But I said, you know what? I can just take this one step forward. I can just do this one thing. And somehow it continued to escalate. And the more that I walked forward, the more I could see. But a lot of us, we believe in our goals, but there's the thought of, the Father in the Bible, like, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. Like, I really do see this. I know it could happen. It's happening for other people. Hey, good afternoon. I know it's happening for other people. Could it happen for me too? Could that be a thing that happens for me? And some of us, we're such a big deal and we don't see it. We're such a big deal, but we don't see it. We don't understand, wow, all of this is available to me. One of my clients, she's writing a book and she's telling me about the drama in this book, baby. And I'm like, girl, this will make an incredible Netflix film. And she was like, I know. I was like, I know it too. She's like, if once I get out of my own, she's like, I have these thoughts. This is the whole reason she came to me. Y'all, she's a psychiatrist and a therapist. She's a whole doctor. And she's like, but I have certain things happening in my brain that I need to overcome in order for me to move past this and get to the next thing. I said, okay, no problem. I got you. Okay. So as we are leaning in and we're addressing these invisible, intangible hindrances, there's some things that you can't see, can't touch. I'm not just talking about the spiritual component, right? I'm not even talking about that part yet. That's a whole nother conversation about how the enemy doesn't want you to do the thing. I'm just talking about right now your own mind. Your own brain that says, wow, it's getting too big. What are people going to think? Wow, you're talking about some private things. What are people going to say? Wow, you're telling your story. I have multiple people in my life who want to tell their story, but then they feel like I can't say what really needs to be said because what if somebody's going to feel some kind of way? We have this indebted theology to people who probably don't really care. They ain't going to read your book no way. They're not going to read your book. Okay. So, what we want to do this year is really make sure that we are feeling it, that we're embracing, that we are sitting with the beauty that's to come, right? And making sure that our actions are actually correlated to what I believe to be true. What if I took this kind of momentum 3 days out of the week? Doesn't have to be every single day. But what if instead of just working on it one day, I'm going to work on this 3 days a week at the same inertia, at the same momentum? What if you decided I'm going to work on this 4 days a week for 2 hours? What if I decide I'm going to start waking up earlier and I'll work on it then after my devotional time and I'm going to really, really put the heat on how I'm going to accomplish this? I had a amazing conversation with she's actually over global well-being at a major airline. And I was like, we were having the conversation about what's coming this year and all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Like, just the idea of this is lofty and amazing. I never think I was going to work, doing work here, or doing advocacy work, or policy work, or talking about negotiating for Black homeschoolers and homeschoolers in general, and educational policy. I didn't see any of this. But you better believe that I'm going to lean all the way in and create everything that needs to be created. Because I believe that this is what's coming. And I want more of that. Okay? So I want you guys to soak in and sit with the beauty that is available to you, like this really amazing life that's available. But I also want you to remember that faith and work go hand in hand. They go together. What God has shown you, the vision He has given you, what He has dropped into your heart is totally available to you. But God is not going to come and type the email up for you and press send. He's not going to do that part. That's on you, baby. That is the work and the action that comes as a result of your belief in what He said. That's what comes on the after spin. That's what comes after the overwhelm. You become okay with feeling a little flustered. You know what? I feel frustrated right now. That doesn't mean that I'm not supposed to live my life big and out loud. It's not what that means. It means that I need to be okay with feeling that and then go do it anyway. Oh my gosh, my children are coming to talk to me for the 77th time this hour. That's fine. But the question is, will you go back to being that person that continues to work, finishes the email, even if that's the only thing that you do today, you finished it. Even if this live is the only way I work on my business today, I finished it. You see what I'm saying? But like a lot of times we let all of our mind drama and all of this extra wrap us up. Therefore, our feelings about the actions that go with the goal stop us from pursuing it. Okay? And so that's it for Lunch and Learn time today. Two things as always. Number one, it's January and I'm taking clients. Now, here's who this is a good fit for, okay? And I had to give this clarification a little bit last week to a few ladies, okay? Because some were kind of doing a back and forth about if coaching was right for them, maybe coaching with me, they're not really sure, just different things that they had, questions about. And I told one of the young ladies who I think very fond of, but I just let her know, I said, listen, everybody that's coming into the mastermind this year, they have an existing idea. Hey there, an existing idea, an existing movement, an offer, something that they have already, that's already in the bubble. and they want to do something with it after. Okay, they already know what they want to do. Some of them want to do more speaking. Some of them want to do more advocacy work. They want to get more money for their nonprofit because they host events and, all these different things. They're working on books. They already have existing things, existing ideas. This is not for idea generation. Okay. And where she was at the time, I said, listen, if you're still trying to figure out what you want to do, that's okay. But that would mean that this group program is not for you. Because everybody that's coming in knows what they want to do. They already know what they want to do. It's no shade, no back and forth, none of this. Go grab Purpose Driven Life off the shelf if you don't know. Okay? Go look for, what's some other book? I don't know. I'm trying to look on my bookshelf over here. There's a lot of other books, okay, about figuring out what you're supposed to do in this world. But for a lot of us, we already have some ideas about where we're going. Okay? I don't want you to come and say, okay, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to do this. No. We see the finish line. Okay? I'm about to draw y'all a little picture. Y'all ready? Okay. About to draw the finish line. Okay? Y'all see my picture? See my picture? Let me see if I can see it right here. All right, this is your finish line. I'm about to write finish. There's finish line. Y'all see that? Finish. You are here. Okay? You're here. You already have your tennis shoes for this race. Okay? You already got your gear on. You know better than to put on the cotton leggings to run. You get those microfiber moisture wicking because you know what it takes to run a race, right? You know what it takes to finish the goal. So you're here prepared. You have an idea, you have an existing notion. You're like, I see this, but somehow the path to the finish line feels like this. Okay, it's kind of curvy. Let me see if my light will let this show up. There we go. Y'all see my finish line joint? Y'all see that? Y'all see the path? It feels like this. How you're going to run this race, how you're going to make this happen may seem a little overwhelming or scary, or is the thoughts that I'm having or the feelings I'm experiencing, are these wrong? Combine this business idea, this platform idea, this nonprofit, this book, all this stuff, combine that existing situation with having a spouse who you love. I love laying on my chocolate husband. Combining it, hey sis, combining that with children. I have 5 kids whom I homeschool. I had to overcome any lingering shame that came. Listen, I'm giving y'all some stuff here. Any lingering shame that came with committing to growing my business and growing Mamathon by delegating out certain aspects of their learning. And next year, I want to delegate even more. Okay? I fell in love with my children's math teacher. I was like, I don't care where I got to move in Montgomery, Alabama. I'm not leaving her. Okay? Till she is retired, she going to get my kids. And how much more joy and lightness came. But sometimes, sis, and you got to go back and hear all of this because I was all in these points. And I'll review the points again before we sign off. But a lot of us, we are here with our tennis shoes on, okay, with our gear in place. You drunk your water, you've been training, you have an idea about where you're going, where your finish line is. But sometimes it's the process that feels like you broke something or something is wrong or I've done this incorrectly. In my coaching, there is no right or wrong. It's just troubleshooting. And did it work? Did it not? Did you get the result that you wanted? If not, here's how we troubleshoot. Okay? Here's how we troubleshoot. But this process here, this is just for your business alone. This is just for your money making and your career climbing alone. Let's add on being somebody's wife. Okay, I done double my line here. Let's add on Being somebody's mama, this look all kind of crazy on purpose. Okay. So for everybody who has, and I was telling my sister that's watching on Instagram this morning, like moms who have businesses, platforms, they want to grow, they're trying to do the troubleshooting about why they're not getting the results that they desire. That's the most fun for me. It's just the most fun. Okay. And then adding on to that, having a significant other that we love, being open to dating and healing through that process. Because I do have single moms in our community. But those who they're trying to climb the ladder, trying to make it to their personal finish line, they're there in place. Like, but I feel like I'm troubleshooting and I don't quite see what's not working. Okay. So you're a good fit to come and be a client if that's you. Okay. Some people, they only focus on one aspect, and you got a marriage coach, or you have a parenting or homeschooling coach, you have this or this. I'm kind of all encompassing because we want to create a strategy that works for all of it. It works for all of it. I have one client, she came to me because she's a therapist, and she came to me because she wanted to work on certain things with her business, and she's getting her doctorate and all this kind of stuff. And we have spent the first 7 sessions only coaching on her husband and children. And she's like, I feel like we're supposed to be talking about this over here. I said, I know, but none of this stuff over here is going to work if you haven't got this down. We trying to stay out of divorce court. Ain't nothing wrong if that's the road you've already taken. But are there some things that I can be, like Janice said, I can take a deep breath and say, wait a second, here's some ways that I was contributing to this party. Here's some ways that, oh, I can be a better mom. Here's some ways I can have the challenging conversation in a way that doesn't feel so heavy. Okay? We got to iron this foundation out first. That's first. Okay? One thing y'all can always trust, me and Mr. Garrett going to be good. We've been married 17 years. We're going to be good. We vibe. Me and those kids, they're not going to walk all over me. And I'm not going to be walking around here with no edges because my kids are overstimulating me. No. They're not going to overwhelm me. No. I chose to opt out of that life. Okay? And so if you're someone who's like me, you have a multi-layered existence. You have a lot of things. Hey, ladies, you got a lot of things that are layered up on top of each other. And it's like, oh, the significant other, if you have one, you got the kids, you have trying to keep up with all of their stuff. You have your business ideas. You have your own mental health and self-care. These are a lot of layers of things that all need to go together. Okay. So I'm your person. I'm your coach. If that's the case, you can reach out to me via messenger and hey, listen, let's set up a time to chat and we'll figure out what option is best for you. The mastermind starts on Monday. Okay. So I'm kind of like excited. It's full, right? Like I might take one more. So y'all better come run on here if y'all want to. I might take one more, but it's wonderful to have a dynamic group of ladies who love God and love their families and they're about their business. And there were some ladies that I told, you're not a good fit for this, right? Because you might have this very abstract idea of, oh, I think I might want to do this, or I might want to do this, or ain't nothing wrong with praying. I'm 100% a God girl, right? But some of us, God already told you what you need to do, and you just ain't do it. That's another conversation, okay? So I'm going to go over the points today one more time, and then you guys are going to run to my messenger so that we can talk about coaching, okay? Number 1, does it match? Do your actions and your goals match? Okay, what does that mean? That means that just like in fractions, you should have actions that are directly proportional with the goal. If you have these goals and you have this long list, like if you're anything like me, I have look at all this. Most of these are client notes, but like journal on journal on journal on journal. Journals full of stuff. Okay, journals full of ideas and quotes and strategies, but you didn't actually do the strategies. Sure, they'll work, but did you do what you said you were going to do? Did you follow the plan? Or did you kind of take your foot off the gas? Let's own it. If you took your foot off the gas, own it. And course correct. I want you to lean in and look at the exact moment when you stop trying. I want you to look at the moment where you stop believing it was possible. And I want you to get the what's the machine? Zzz, and it pow and zzz, to yourself. I want you to go and do that to yourself, to your own level of belief, and say, you know what? I stopped trying right here. At this exact moment, preparing for the conference, y'all, there were so many things. And at a certain point, I settled with, oh, we have 60 women coming. And internally, I stopped trying for more. But here's the result of coaching that helped me this year. I saw myself stop trying and I decided to let that go. And we ended up with 100 women. Okay? But do that check in. Do your actions match your goals? Number 2, what are the emotions that come up for you when it's time to take action? Okay? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Do you experience that? Do you feel fear? Do you feel like you start to go find other things to do and you procrastinate? Let's just be honest. Let's find it so we can do inventory. Do you get stuck? Like, oh, I know I'm supposed to do something, but what? When things aren't working out the way you want, do you get graspy? Do you start to go and just find everybody? Whoever? Do you start to get graspy, hustly? Where you feel like, oh, I have to keep going. I have to keep doing something, but you haven't troubleshooted on what's wrong, okay? When you begin to feel these negative emotions, do you take it as this is a sign that I'm not supposed to have this? Because sometimes we do that too. Okay? All right. Number 3, what resources are available to you? If you want to take the scenic route, you can go to the Mama Thon Diaries Facebook page. Baby, we got so many videos up there on every topic imaginable. On delegating, on homeschooling, on infertility. Even though that's not my story, we wanted to share that story, right? There's so many different options that are available on the page alone. You can just go and sink in there and listen to a video a day. Okay, you can listen to a video a day and get your life together. By the time you're done with all the videos, your children will be grown and you can just breathe. Okay, but you got to tap into what resources are available. And one thing, hi Delisha, one thing that I committed to going into my own coaching. Okay, y'all are getting coached right now. So if this is the coaching that you're taking, you're investing your time. Okay. One thing that I committed to this year for myself was that I was going to be the best student. I was going to be the best student. My coach, there was a whole lot of us in this mastermind. She didn't have to talk to me directly. She didn't have to hover over me and hold my hand. She didn't have to go and check my spelling on my emails. None of this. I determined within myself that I was going to get everything I came for. That was my determination. That's what I decided for me. Okay? So when you are in the process of moving towards any goal, look at your resources and ask yourself, have I tapped into every resource that's available to me? I told every woman who's coming into the mastermind, listen, don't come in here unless you have an idea, an offer, something that you can grab and get your money back. This is an investment. I want you to make your money back and then go and do that 3-4 more times the rest of this year. That's how we do things. And so although I invested a significant amount in coaching this year, I tripled what I got back without my coach ever talking to me. Because in here and in here changed. The Christina that emerged last year was a completely different Christina from 2021 or 22. I was just doing big ass just to do it. Okay? So I want for us to just sit in it. I want us to lean into what resources are available to you. And when it comes time to take action as a result, what emotions, what feelings, what thoughts come up after the fact? Or when we get ready to go and do it, do you go procrastinate on purpose? Do you go clean something? Because of course cleaning needs to be done. Laundry don't make nobody no money. Just leave the laundry and go do something else. Go send that email. Go offer your services to that organization. Go film that content. And so my goal as a productivity coach, right? Somebody once said, I don't want to be more productive. I actually want to do less stuff. Productivity is directly related to your personal goals. Not my goals for you. Your goals, what you said you wanted. So when y'all grabbed y'all, when it turned into 2024 and you grabbed your notebook and you started journaling out all the things that you were hoping for and what God had been dropping in your heart and all this kind of stuff, I'm just here to hold you accountable to what you said you were going to do. Not what I came up with. Okay. I had a client or two this year that were like, okay, this is no longer a priority for me. I want you to do what's your priority. But I'm just here to hold you accountable to what you said you wanted. Everybody out here posting about being overstimulated, overwhelmed. Here's 10 ways to not be overwhelmed. Did you do them? Did you teach your children? Did you take a couple weeks and teach your kids how to be more self-sufficient? Or are you just okay? You're subscribing to an overwhelmed life. If that's the case, that's fine. I'll be over here taking naps and letting my kids clean the whole house, right? If you don't take advantage of it, then it is what it is. Okay? So are you grabbing the resources that you have in front of you and running with them and determining, even if some of us are thinking through, I see your question, even if some of us are thinking through how we're going to do it, you're committed to it. Okay, so we have a question. I'm sorry I can't see your name. StreamYard is kind of weird like that. If you want to drop it in the box. So the question is, so if you already know what God has given you to do, but need to sort through hubby and family and all the things, is this one-on-one or suitable for the mastermind? So I feel like the mastermind would still be a good fit for you. Hey, Natalie. So here's the thing. Husbands, y'all lean in with me on this, okay? My husband won't mind me saying this. Husbands rarely they're supportive in general. They support the end result. Sometimes making it to the end result can cause some drama. Okay? Sometimes getting to the end result is what causes the drama. And I sent this out in an email the other day. I hope Instagram doesn't cut me off, sis. I sent this out in an email the other day because what a lot of us do, and if you see my post from maybe yesterday, day before yesterday, because what a lot of us do is we have this idea, this goal, this movement that we want to create, but our significant others aren't really leaned into why we want it or why it's important or, all of the things. Like, you've been doing this work for a long time, right? Like, you've been doing this work for a long time and your kids are grown, practically grown, on the way. They old, right? Your kids old. You don't have no toddlers in your house. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. So I think the idea is more of, are you okay with me taking up more space? Okay? Are you okay with me taking up more space? If you're not, then we got to ask ourselves, there's like a lot of intangible things that come with you growing. Okay? All right. So she said she's leaning in. She said he wants me to show up in my business, but also be available to him. Okay. Here's what I told one of my clients the other day. I said, husbands want to support things that will lead to them getting more booty. Okay. Everybody hear me? Y'all hear me? Does everybody hear me? One of my clients, I haven't connected with her in a long time. I need to check on her. But her husband gave her the green light to invest in herself. Am I lying? Y'all know I'm not lying. They cracking up over here on Facebook. Y'all know I'm not lying. Okay? I'm helping y'all out. And I said, listen, your first assignment in your house is to organize your bedroom. Y'all can take this. Y'all hear me? It's to organize your bedroom. Her bedroom, because her mind was cluttered, everything in their room was cluttered too. Okay. I personally, we're all grown. I don't like having sex in a cluttered space. Okay. I can deal with like my laundry basket, but it's not giving romantic hotel vibes. Okay. All right. So anyway, And so I said, listen, your husband gave you the yes. Okay. I said, here's what you need to do as a reinforcement and a thank you. So you need to clean your room. So go clean your room. Her husband was military, I think. And he was very organized and he was just living with, oh no, hold on, y'all. Let me see if they'll let me come back again. Instagram is hating. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. I'm about to give y'all the tea. Hold on. Share to. Let me find this sis again. Hold on, y'all. I want to find this my homegirl again. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can find her again. I feel like Instagram just stopped my stuff. Hold on. Share. Okay. Instagram just totally cut me off, y'all. Hold on. Because somebody was here and she needed all the tea. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Somebody said, let me go clean my room. Okay, hold on, y'all, because she was getting all the good stuff. Let me not leave her out. Hold on. Give me 30 seconds. There we go. All right. My other video might have completely disappeared. Hi. Okay, so her husband was military. Okay, thank y'all for bearing with me. And she had to organize. Okay, somebody said, what if it's all his stuff? Organize that too, but not in a way where he can't find the things. Hi. Not in a way where he can't find stuff. So you might say, okay, baby, one thing I stopped doing was folding my husband's clothes. Okay, I used to do it just as a act of love and all this other kind of stuff. Now I just put it in a basket. Here's your t-shirts. There are your pants. I put your suits in the closet. Make it simple on yourself, but organize this other stuff, this extra stuff. Okay. And I was telling her, I said, listen, I need you to go to Bath and Body Works or wherever's your favorite stuff. I said, get your oil. I said, just say, baby, thank you for investing in me. Thank you for giving me the space to do this thing. Okay. Another thing that really helped me in my relationship with my husband to this day is he's working in the nonprofit sector now. He cuts hair sometimes and he's a pastor. Okay. So we do a lot of, okay, what are your thoughts about today? Hey, girl. I'm like, what are your thoughts about today? What is on your schedule for today? If we're going to go YOLO and where are we going to go and do that? Okay. So there's a lot of us intentionally talking about here's what's coming. Here's what's on my schedule today. What's on yours? Okay. Because husbands, here's the thing. We also, I don't know how long y'all have been married, Natalie, but we spoil them. They are so spoiled. We're spoiled too. Like, I don't kill bugs. I don't catch lizards. I don't pump gas when a man is with me. It's just what I do. Right. But so we're spoiled in some ways, and our husbands are also spoiled in some ways where we've given them this luxury and loved on them so luxuriously that that's what they just expect. And now you're trying to go and be I'm every woman. Shit, June will be 35 years. Can you imagine somebody just loving you and spoiling you so luxuriously for 30 years? And now she wants to go and be I'm every woman a little bit. He's like, but I'm so used to this. I expect for you to do this and this. What changes need to be made? How do we need to edit? I love that y'all know each other in the comments. I love that so much. How do we need to edit these expectations? These are the intangibles that I'm talking about. Y'all hear me? These are the intangibles that pop up in between the two places so that it's what slows the progress down. It's what slows the progress down. I'm a believer that if you only have an hour and a half to go and work on this, if you only have 2 hours a day to go and work on this, do y'all feel like I be mamathoning and in my email all day long? I spend a lot of time on Zoom working with clients. I spend a lot of time doing discovery calls. I send out 3 emails a week, maybe 4 sometimes on a good week. I'm trying to spend more time live having conversations just like this. Okay? So the idea is There are these intangible, invisible places that slow our progress down. So, how do I do this incrementally? How do I add some little by little? How do I not just jump up? Be like, boom, I'm brand new, right? How do I do that? I don't want to be that person that just surprises you and all of a sudden you have no idea what I'm talking about. And if you guys go back and look in your email, you go on the post that I did yesterday, the day before yesterday, it was all about these invisible, intangible goals that you know all about. They're very near and dear to your heart, but you haven't conveyed it to the people you love. You haven't leaned and said, baby, my goal for this month is $2,000. I don't know how much y'all offers are. My goal for this month, babe, is $1,000. For some of y'all, $1,000 in y'all business is a big deal, right? I remember when, my God, today. I was like, woo, baby, I made $200. Yes, like so major. Right? My goal this month is to make $3,000, $5,000, 8,000, 10, 20. Right? When I had like a multi 5-figure month, I was like, retire me now. I'm done. Okay? Here's what I mean by all of that. I had to lean in and say, okay, babe, this is what I really want to accomplish. And here's how me accomplishing this goal is going to benefit the family. Okay? Sometimes it might just be, oh, babe, don't worry, I got that part. You take care of this, and this. I got this over here. Okay? But most of the time, if we're thinking about immediate, and forgive me for this term because I have such an amazing respect for my husband, you all's husbands, the value they bring as strong leaders to the home. And every single one of us are always about working out the kinks, right? Trying to figure out how we're going to improve and do things better. So for husbands, they have to do positive reinforcement with us. Okay. For wives, sometimes we have to do a little positive reinforcement with our husbands. You know what, baby, when you do this, this is really great. Okay. When you do this, this really speaks to me. When my husband brings me like a new plant and a cup of coffee, this is my love language. It wasn't in the Chapman book. That's okay. But that's my love language is plants and coffee. My love language is, bro, take your kids. My love language is, hey, babe, let's go for a ride and get something to eat. These are my love languages. My love language is, baby, I'm going to cook tonight. That is my love language. Okay. So that's his positive reinforcement to me. I know he'd be cooking with ulterior motives. I know he'd be like, y'all leave my wife alone with ulterior motives. Okay. So you can have an ulterior motive too. Like, listen, thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you for giving me this time. Baby, I really need an hour today to think and work on my idea for the year. What's your idea? So I really want to sign 5 new clients. Natalie is a homeschooling coach, right? And a speaker. I really want to have 5 paid speaking engagements in the first 3 months of the year or the first half of the year. Oh, wow. Okay. So, what do you need to do to make that happen? So I really need to spend like an hour a day working on reaching out to people who are having homeschooling events, joining group, whatever it is, right? That you need to do. Everybody named mama at HSLDA, for example. Okay. All of them people are having homeschooling conferences. Okay. But okay, I really need to spend this hour a day making this happen. Okay. Do you think you can hold me accountable? Husbands love solving problems. Do you think you can hold me accountable to this hour? Because sometimes I really have a struggle with that. Right? Sometimes I really struggle with making that happen for myself. Yeah, I got you. All right, y'all, leave y'all mama alone so she can get her hour in. Wow, babe, thank you so much. You just saved the world. And then after your hour is done, you unplug and you go do the other thing. Hey, babe, I really need your help with this. And here's where we go wrong. We don't communicate. We have not said, hey, babe, this is what my goal is for the year. hey baby, or kids, especially if they're older, hey babe, this is my goal for the year. Hey, this is how much time I'm going to need to make it happen. We didn't say that either. Okay. In addition to the time, these are going to be the impacts that come as a result of me working on this. My husband be just as glad when the Mom-a-thon conference is over as I am, because I be all in it. Babe, look at my to-do list. It's crazy. It's a mile long. Look at it. It's so long. And he like, well, you got all that to do? I do. So if y'all see me over here just buried in my laptop for September and October, period. It just is what it is. That's Mama-a-thon conference time. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna see y'all mama. Don't play, right? But everybody in my family, I've been doing this for the last 8 years. We're going into year 9. I'm learning how to do it better, how to do it more streamlined, how to do it with less stress. But everybody in my family knows what to expect. Because we just finished year 8. So I've conveyed that. I might need to clean the service. Jamil's not watching today. Somebody tag Jamil Clark into the chat. Okay. Jamil, I might have to call Jamil a couple times while I'm planning for the conference. Okay. I might have to burn the mess out of my virtual assistant hours. Girl, here's some more stuff for you to do. Okay. All of these things. I even prepare my VA with, hey, listen, the mastermind is opening up. These are the invoices that are going to need to be sent. I need you to create this list about, I don't know how many ladies on the list already, right? I need you to make a list. I need them all to get this email. So-and-so needs this invoice. So-and-so needs this and that. She would get emails from, I'm talking about email. But I prepared her and I let her know, hey, this is what's going to be happening. Have we prepared the people that are in our circle for both the good things that are coming and the things that can be challenging? Okay? Have we done that? As much as we've made the goal list, as much as we have assessed the hours that it's going to take to accomplish it, or the tasks that are needed to accomplish it, as we work through the emotions that come up when you have to tell your kids, no, not right now, or your husband, hey, can I get 30 extra minutes? I need 30 extra minutes. Not can I. I need 30 extra minutes to finish this project. Have I prepared myself? You know what? I need to start becoming a crock pot mom, right? Because 5, 6 o'clock comes way faster than it used to. Comes way faster for me, Christina, than it used to. I need to become a crock pot mom. I need to learn how to take meat out at night so that in the morning it's defrosted and ready. I just need to become that person so there's always some food floating around this house. Okay, these are the changes that we need to make. And so a lot of times we are looking at the goals, we're assessing what needs to be done, all of this kind of stuff, but we haven't really sat in, this is what's going to come up for me on the way to the finish line, on the way to the change. Okay. And so I hope that this lands well. Like most of the time, husbands are all for things that are going to get them more of what they really want. Okay, which is food, sex, and sleep. One of my clients, I love her. Her husband was like, ain't no food here. And she was like, I've been working. I was like, no, ma'am. I said, you at least gotta make sure he got something to eat on. Don't be giving him those frozen chicken nuggets that them kids get. The husband and the kids are not the same. The kids can have grass and berries from outside for all I care. Sugar daddy gonna be taken care of. I be getting my kids random frozen pizza. Me and my husband having lamb and asparagus and the scented bougie basmati rice and all this kind of. I'm not anybody playing with these children. Okay, so I hope that you guys feel this sense of love that I have for you all, but also for your goals. I choose to hold space that everything that you're thinking of and dreaming about is possible. Okay. I also want to admonish you that when you have a multi-layered existence, when you have a lot of things going on in your world, you're going to need to organize that. Okay. You're going to need to establish what are the expectations that your loved ones have of you. I've spoiled you for the last 10 years. Of course you think I'm going to make dinner every night. I've made it every single night for the last decade. I've always been the person that problem solved in that way. And now, because I feel a calling to some other things in addition to this thing, y'all feel like the sky is falling. My bad. I never prepared you for this. I never prepared you for what big looks like. I never prepared you for that. So this is where our own personal action related homework comes in, where we say, okay, hey babe, this is what my idea is. This is what it's going to take. I really am going to struggle with having a whole hour a day. Husband is going to be like, baby, it's only an hour. Well, I know, but with, the things that I want to make sure I get done for you and the kids, sometimes that feels challenging for me. He said, oh, okay, well, I can help you make that happen. Husbands love to solve problems. They want to help. And some of you guys, we need to step back and believe that our families really do want what's best for us. And they really do want to help and support us. But maybe they don't know how. So you can go back, press rewind, and map through. Wow, baby, I got so much stuff done. I feel so energetic. And then go be energetic. Everybody got it? Y'all got what I'm saying? Okay, it's all of these things forming together to create a life that flows. Last night, I signed off at about 7 o'clock. I had a late discovery call at 6. And she was I'm going to let you know by Friday. No problem, right? And so going into signing off at 7, I had already put dinner on at 5:30. I just had to add cream of mushroom soup. Okay, I had already put dinner on, and then I sat down with my family. We played games. We laughed until about 10 o'clock, and I sent all children off to bed. Okay, and I just relaxed and spent time and chill with my husband like we always do. So I'm learning as my schedule changes and things get busier. Hi, I love you. I'll be available at this time. Okay, do you like food? You like lights? You like being a part of that fancy homeschool program? Well, mommy got to work too, right? We're partnering with certain nonprofit organizations and foundations and things this year. And mommy's pitching for more TV media opportunities. Mama got to finish this email. Okay? The sky is not falling. I'll be available at 5. Okay? And really just sit with that and be okay with that, okay? All right, y'all. This live event has been way longer than I expected for it to be. I think I have stuff tomorrow, so I'm going to try and be live tomorrow morning. I'm looking at 10 a.m., but what I will do is send an email ahead of time, okay, about 30 minutes before, so that you guys know what time I'll be live, all right? I don't foresee anything being on the calendar tomorrow. I intentionally took a slow week as we prepare for the mastermind. So join me live tomorrow at 10 Central Standard Time. Okay, I've been talking for 2 hours. Join me live tomorrow, again, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll hash out something else that's really good. Okay, if you have questions, comments, concerns, send them to me, and then we'll have them on the table to be answered tomorrow during our live as well. Okay? All right. So cool. Thank you guys for being here. I love you. I believe in you and your capacity to do great things in the world as we find our groove and slide out of our own way. Okay? Thank you guys for joining.